The man who killed 10 people at a Boulder King Soopers will spend the rest of his life in prison. That sentence came after a jury convicted him on all counts, finally giving the families left behind what they've been hoping for years. We heard from many of them yesterday, but several chose not to speak. Suzanne Fountain's family watched the victim impact statements online. They said they had no interest in addressing the shooter. Denny Song's family did not speak either, but sent a written statement. Denny's mom worked at the same King Soopers and was on her lunch break when the shooting happened. She described her son as a young man who wanted to be a pilot. Lynn Murray's daughter spoke on behalf of her family. She lovingly remembered her mother as, quote, one of the coolest human beings on this earth.
My mom was a strong woman, and strong in a way where you could sense she carried the feeling of love in her heart with every step she took.
The mother of Trelona Bartowiak said that her firstborn daughter was a woman who loved unconditionally and was just going to King Soopers to pick up a prescription.
I can't remember anything. The absolute worst day of my life, screaming, crying, screaming, sobbing, screaming. My heart was bleeding inside my body. They say time heals all wounds, but not this one. Time has only helped us to learn how to control our emotions for longer periods of time, but I don't think so-called closure will ever come.
These were just a few of the people who spoke out. Later this morning over on KTVD and streaming on 9 News Plus, we're hearing from more of the victims' families about who they were and how they lived.
Today, the man arrested in connection to the Alexander Mountain fire that destroyed more than 24 homes is set to make his first appearance in court. The Larimer County Sheriff's Office arrested 49-year-old Jason Hobby for starting the fire in a campfire ring, which went on to burn 9,600 acres in the mountain area west of Loveland. During the fire, they say he bypassed road closures and pretended to be a first responder defending ranch property. He's also accused of pointing a gun at people and impersonating a first responder. Here in Colorado, many providers of victim services are in a tough spot. The federal funding they've been getting, called VOCA, is dwindling down. Now a new measure is on November's ballot to help with funding. Voters will decide in November on Prop KK, asking to approve a 6.5% excise tax on the manufacturing of guns and ammo, something the manufacturer and retailers would pay, not gun owners. If it passes, it could bring in as much as $39 million a year. Most of that would go to victim services, mental health help for veterans, and school safety.
Every community-based nonprofit program in Colorado pretty much receives VOCA funds. So it's going to impact every community in Colorado. So without additional funding, we're going to have programs absolutely have to lay off staff.
Opponents of Prop KK say the tax is an assault on a constitutional right. The No Compromises gun rights group Rocky Mountain Gun Owners says it is a sin tax on firearms and ammo, writing, quote, Prop KK will force gun owners from all different walks of life to fund their own demise unless it is stopped.
After you hit the polls, you might see art by a 9th grader from Fort Collins. The Secretary of State's office announced that Cosmo Bell won its I Voted digital sticker design contest. His design features rocks inspired by the Garden of the Gods, along with plants native to Colorado. I like this sticker. The digital sticker will be sent to voters enrolled in ballot tracks, which allows you to get notifications about the status of your mail-in ballot. Nearly 2 million voters are enrolled.
Now to the race for president. Today, former President Donald Trump will be in Georgia. He's expected to campaign in Savannah, talking about his plan to lower taxes and the importance of American manufacturing. Trump also plans to return to Butler, Pennsylvania, where he faced an assassination attempt back in July. The rally is scheduled for October 5th, exactly 1 month before Election Day. Trump has long teased a return to the town where he was shot in the ear. Right now, it is not clear whether the rally will take place at the same venue. As for the other side of the race, according to CNN, Vice President Kamala Harris is planning a trip to the U.S.-Mexico border while in Arizona on Friday. Some Harris campaign officials are concerned about the gap in polling, which shows Trump holding a lead on immigration, but see this as an opportunity to narrow a gap and shut down GOP attacks over her not visiting the border enough.
In the Middle East, waves of airstrikes continue this morning between Israel and Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. A barrage of strikes from Israel made for the deadliest day in Lebanon in nearly 2 decades, with nearly 500 people killed. Right now, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is urging people who live in and around Hezbollah target zones to leave.
The U.S. Defense Department plans to send a few dozen U.S. troops to the Middle East in the coming days to help evacuate Americans in the region. This will add to the roughly 40,000 troops already there. The U.S. believes Israel has significantly weakened Hezbollah in strikes over the last week and now working behind the scenes to try to convince it not to escalate any further out of fear of the conflict spiraling into a regional war.
Well, one thing to know about the weather for today, I'm going to focus on the fall colors because we are right at peak across most of the high country. So at or above 9,000 feet and along and north of 285, we are at or very, very close to peak, and we'll probably have that this week. So Guanella, Kenosha, peak-to-peak highway, the usual spots, Twin Lakes as well. We're at fall foliage, and that peak likely ends probably early next week. So this week, and today specifically, very good day to get out and check out those fall colors. I'll take a detailed look at that summer-like forecast for you in just a couple minutes. Erica.